Hey guys, this is Katie. Today we're going to work out of this coloring book. You may have seen it on YouTube before. It's the Disney Thomas Kinkade coloring book, which I got it a while ago, and I thought I was going to just fill it up really fast because I thought it was a cool idea. It has the coloring page on one side and the painting on the other side so you can look and get your colors right. But anyway, so today I'm using the Arrtx paint pens I just showed. And these things are really cool because it feels like you're using a marker, but there's actually paint inside. So unlike a marker, you can put other colors on top of them. Like you put the light colors on top of dark, and you can actually see the color. And it works really well for this coloring book because you can color over the black lines and it doesn't hinder your shading and your drawing. I used this page before when I first got this book, and I colored a page and I used colored pencils, and I got kind of frustrated with the black lines because, especially in the background, they seeing them through my colored pencil, my color that I would put down, I couldn't get things the way I wanted. Plus, this paper for colored pencils doesn't really let you layer very much. You can just get a couple layers on and then it won't take anymore, and so that was also frustrating. However, I was impressed with the paper with these paint pens because some paper with these pens, the pens start to tear up the paper and little pieces, flakes of paper come off as you color, and this did not do that at all. And in some spots I put quite a few layers of paint on there, and it did really well. So whatever paper this is good for paint pens, bad for colored pencils. And so here I was trying to put a bunch of different blues on there to try and get them blended on his leg, so which was working in a way, but then ultimately to get the blend that I wanted, I ended up putting my finger down and rubbing the paint in. Yeah, so when all else fails, use your finger. I do that a lot, which is why I have paint on my fingers a lot. But yeah, the yellow of these markers is the most transparent. So when you use the yellow, you end up seeing the lines underneath it, which for some spots, like the vest there, is totally okay because I liked having those lines show through. But when I was doing the blue of his jacket, I definitely wanted to cover up the lines. So I always loved Beauty and the Beast as a kid. I remember arguing with my friends in elementary over which Disney movie was the best, and they voted for Little Mermaid, and I always said Beauty and the Beast. I think I was maybe in second grade when Beauty and the Beast came out, second or third. I do remember going to the movie theater and seeing it, but I always loved Beauty and the Beast. Putting some of the darker color into his fur. Now I switched to the highlights. I love these paint markers. They're like my favorite thing right now. And I have always liked markers, but I remember feeling frustration that you couldn't go back in with highlights or cover up a mistake, because markers are obviously transparent, and while you can layer some, you don't get the same color because they mix. So these are perfect because you can just color right over, and I love them. I unfortunately kept hitting my camera with the back of the pen, so I keep creating mini earthquakes for you. I did it a lot, I'm sorry. I feel like coloring the beast in took the most time. Probably because I was getting used to how to color with these in here. And he's just kind of a big spot of the paper, so. And I really wanted to get that yellow glow on his face. So I went back and forth on that for a while. I definitely couldn't get the colors exactly the same as the reference painting over there, just because the colors I have in my markers aren't exactly those colors. But I think I got close and I captured some of the glow that I was hoping for. And it was just fun to fill in a picture that I didn't draw. Sometimes it's nice to just color and not have to think about making the drawing perfect first. And this was one of those times that's what I felt like I wanted to do. And these Arrtx markers, they're kind of like Posca pens if you've seen those, but I like these because they have a brush nib, so it feels more like you're painting, and you don't have to prime the marker, so you don't have to pump the nib when you first get it to get the paint to come out. It's already there ready to go. So I definitely recommend Arrtx markers. Some of the colors, especially like the white, are not as opaque as a Posca pen though. I have noticed that. So if you want your white to be as white as possible, you're gonna have to put it down on the paper, let it dry, cover it a couple times. A couple layers of white to get it to be as white as possible. Because it's a little see-through, kind of like the yellow. think if I had had any of the metallic or glitter pens, paint pens, they would have looked nice in a couple of spots on her dress. I don't have those colors yet, so I'll have to get them. I remember when the live-action Beauty and the Beast came out. I watched that alone because Cody didn't want to watch it with me, so... Actually, I think I started watching it with my son, but he lost interest quickly. But I liked it. I still like the cartoon better, but it was a nice representation. Now, as you can see, I did some of the background, and while I was coloring that, my camera slipped and the thing that holds my camera went across the screen, so you couldn't really see what I was doing, so I had to cut that part out. But basically, I just layered the green colors and then put a darker green to make the shadows. And then I put some of the flowers in, like I'm doing now. And same thing on that pillar to the left. I just put the gold color in and then the darker colors to make the shadows. And then I put some lighter colors for highlights as well. And now I'm working on the roof of the building. It got really tiny over in this corner, so that was something that was a little difficult. And I do have a cold that I've had for like 3 weeks, so I keep trying not to sniff, but sometimes I do, so I apologize for that too. This school year, I feel like we've been sick a lot. My kids would just keep bringing home new illnesses, which I'm not surprised because my youngest just started kindergarten, and that always seems like they get exposed to things they haven't been exposed to before in kindergarten. But I would expect just her to be sick, but everyone is getting sick over and over. I'm gonna have to get us all taking more vitamins, I guess. And some of those spots on the houses here, or the castle, I was glad I could just cover those up and then go back in and put however much or little detail as I wanted. So another benefit for the paint pens, you can cover up some of that crazy small detail and not put it back in if you don't want to. Whoa, that's a big earthquake. I remember I was working on the vines over here, and it was really hard not to hit my camera, as you can see. I kept moving my camera when I was coloring this because I couldn't decide if super close was good or farther back. I think farther back might be better because sometimes all you can see is my hand, like right there. And then the floor here, I didn't have all the colors to make it exactly like the reference painting, but I liked what I was able to do. And filling in these viney areas was really fairly easy with the paint pens. Whereas had that been colored pencil, it would have been much harder. Looks like I finished it up. I like how it turned out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.